What's up everybody, Ghost here, and today I'm going to show you the fastest and safest way that I found to farm the Black Division and take out the Scav boss Wedge on Icebreaker without wasting time fighting through the rogue section first. If you spent any amount of time on this map, you already know that the rogues can burn through your meds, ammo, and armor before you ever reach the real target. The good news is that there's a route that lets you bypass that entire fight and get straight to the Black Division areas where the high value loot and quest progress are waiting. In this guide, I'm going to show you exactly where to go, how to move through the ship safely, which angles you need to watch, and the tactics I use to consistently eliminate Black Division soldiers without getting overwhelmed. We're also going to cover recommended gear, ammo choices, and a few common mistakes that get players killed on the Icebreaker. You will be able to see every fight and all movement throughout the ship in this video. The only things that I edited out for you are the times that I'm doing heavy healing or packing or unpacking mags. If you're trying to complete the Icebreaker quest, farm their gear, or just survive the map consistently, then this guide is for you. Let's get into it. Okay, so real quick, let's cover my recommended loadout before we start the run. And keep in mind, this is the loadout that I recommend if you are skipping the rogue section. Make sure you're wearing tier 5 plates at a minimum, and if you can swing tier 6, I highly recommend you put it in the front. For the gun, my personal favorite is a loud 5.56 MDR with a flashlight, a cheap handguard, and a red dot. This build is relatively cheap that I don't mind ditching it for an HK or an M4 as soon as I find one. You will need some 60 round mags at a minimum. There are a few times where the Black Div will rush you and you simply won't be able to reload fast enough to take them all out. Lately, I've been bringing 3 60-round mags, but if your aim is really good, then you should be all set with 2. For ammo, I basically have 2 rules for Icebreaker. It needs to be able to penetrate class 4 without issues, and I need to be able to find it on the Black Div soldiers. You're going to need to be going for headshots all throughout the map due to the AI's incredibly fast reaction time, and they never wear any helmets greater than tier 4 protection. For this reason, I usually just bring M855A1 and call it a day. This is also a convenient ammo type to bring because the Black Div will have tons of 5.56 for you to repack your mags whenever you need to. Next up, I highly recommend bringing 2 injector cases if you can swing it because these are going to fill up easily. As far as what stims you'll need to bring in, I recommend 2 Zagustins, 2 green stims, and then 1 mule to help you get to the extract once you're thick with loot after clearing the ship. I do also recommend bringing in some food and drink. You're going to be able to find plenty of food and water after taking a Wedge, but the use of painkillers and stims early can make it so you need this prior to reaching that point, so I just bring it just in case. Next up, don't forget to bring your Serve 12, bring the explosive charge if you're at the point where you can breach the door, and always bring a green flare because you'll need it to call in the helicopter for extract. Speaking of taking the extract, you're going to need 400,000 rubles on your character to go to the Icebreaker, and then you're actually going to need another 2,400 euros per player to take the helicopter out. Again, this loadout is already assuming you've dealt with the rogues and you have access to the key card, so make sure you bring it. If you have not cleared the rogues yet to get the key card, watch my video prior to this one and it will explain how to do that easily. And last but not least, grenades. Honestly, bring as many grenades as you can. I recommend bringing at least 10 frag grenades because the Black Div do not spawn with them, so you're never going to be able to get more throughout this run. I also recommend bringing at least 6 green smoke grenades. These are going to make it much easier to deal with the Black Div and also Wedge. You're going to see what I do with them as soon as we get to those places. Alright, now that our loadout's ready, let's get to the map and get started. Okay, once again, I'm going to show you the entire run I do so you can replicate it yourself, and the only things I'm going to edit out of this are the times I'm either healing, eating, or repacking mags. The first thing we need to do is drop down the hole in the deck and enter the freezer. I recommend throwing your bag in first so you take less damage on the fall. Next, head left and get ready to head down the hall. I always clear my corners on the ship because I've been surprised one too many times by a rogue, some Black Div, or even Knight just sitting in a corner and not making any sounds. Once you see the long hallway leading to the panel is clear of enemies, just throw a grenade down it and get ready to run. I have tried many times to just run and swipe the keycard, but what always seems to happen is the rogues will see you when you pass by their doors and they'll push you. I don't know what it is, but something about throwing this grenade first throws them off their game and they won't push you when you go to swipe the keycard. This is the rogue section done. Next up is the engine room. Make your way there and take a painkiller just before you're about to throw a smoke grenade down in case things go sideways. The engine room always reminds me of that Mike Tyson quote, everyone always has the plan until they get punched in the mouth. Pre-med the Black Div fights in case you get punched in the mouth. Guys, this engine room is going to be a never-ending battle with BSG and the player base, so I'm going to show you 2 ways to clear this engine room. The first way I'm going to show you how to do it is without cheese. That's to fight the Black Division straight up. I'm going to show you this first because I think that this is the way BSG intends on the engine room playing out. After I show you that, I'm going to show you how to cheese the engine room just in case they revert the patch back and allow people to use the smoke grenade cheese like they did in the first place. And yes, in case you're wondering, I did record this footage on June 10th after they just patched the engine room cheese. Alright guys, I'm going to provide some commentary so you know what I'm doing. First thing, you throw your smoke grenade in this general area. It's really not that specific. Make sure you take your Zagustins. I'm actually going to run and activate the BD. Let's see where they go. Painkiller and Zagustin in effect. If you didn't know, Zagustin prevents bleeds. I'm actually going to pop an ETG as well, just to get ahead of it. I really don't want to have to be healing in this fight. Alright, so if you didn't know, there's only 4 Black Division now. It used to be 6. They're going to stay up on the rafters. They're not going to enter the downed area where I am. They are still cracked, though. Aim for the head always. Try to use those engine blocks as hard cover, guys. It's going to keep you alive. If they're shooting at you, it means they can see you and you need to reposition. If they're not moving and you can't see them, lob some grenades to get them to reposition. To help you get eyes on.
Enemy sighted.
Quick peeks, short bursts. Aim for the head. That's how you do it, guys. I'm not sure if there's any more hiding out. So throw a grenade. Alright, I didn't hear any movement, so let's go check the upper room before we start looting. I'm gonna throw one more grenade in the other side just in case. No movement. Let's go look. This is the last thing you need to do. They don't always push out into this room, so just throw one into this door here. And listen. No footsteps. We're good, guys. The map is clear. Engine room is clear. Let's go. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to clear the engine room in case they allow the cheese again one day, but in case they don't, just go ahead and skip this part. Timestamps are going to be in the pinned comment. Anyway, so just crouch and throw your smoke grenade down at the ground underhanded. I always aim a little bit forward because the smoke grenade tends to roll backwards. Just wait a second for the smoke to bloom, and then after that, sprint in front of the first red light you see on the ground to trigger the Black Div to spawn in, and then return and hide behind the engine. Once you're there, just crouch and look at the ground and wait a second. As soon as you don't hear any more pivoting or footsteps, just hop out of cover and start blasting. If you're able to hit them all in the head, they should go down easily. Now, I have had this happen a few times where the Black Div don't all line up like they're supposed to. So what I do just in case is I run up the stairs and I lob a grenade towards the door where they spawn. This is basically an intel grenade. If any Black Div are still lurking around, you will hear them run or voice line or do something like that from the grenade. If you don't hear anything after you throw it, the coast is clear and you can loot the bodies. After you're done looting up whatever you want, always check the code on the board inside the office, and that'll give you the code to enter the secret door downstairs. The loot you find here is not going to be game breaking, but I always check it real quick because GPUs and Tetrises can spawn there. It's also a decent spot to grab food early in case you forgot some. Congrats guys, the engine room is done. Next up is the helipad. If you are solo, there should only be 3 Black Div here. The easiest way I have found to deal with them is to just lob a grenade or 2 over the top of the cover and then quick peek them and tap their heads while they're running from the nade. Rinse and repeat this until all 3 are dealt with. If one of them happens to be hiding and you don't want to waste any more grenades, it is safe to just walk up and quick peek them and aim for the head. Once the coast is clear, you're free to loot these Black Div and repack for the next section. It's usually after I clear the engine room that I'll upgrade my MDR to an M4, so let's go ahead and make that switch real quick. Alright, just to reiterate, all you do here is lob a grenade over, and then if it doesn't blow them up, just quick peek and go for the head while they're repositioning. I like to throw 2, and then I go for the peek. Sounds like I got 1.
Damn it. Spot.
1 tap. Congrats guys, the helicopter is clear. By the way, in case you didn't know, when you're ready to extract, this is the only place you can extract from. Just launch your green flare in the air and the helicopter will come and pick you up. The next section is one of the most tricky in my opinion, and that is the area underneath the helipad. There can be Black Div positioned at the bottom stairs, and they will shoot you as early as when you try to transition to that area. For this reason, I always sprint down the first staircase and head right immediately. Once I've successfully made it down from the helipad, I'll lob a grenade to force any Black Div that are close to run away. Once I know they've cleared out, I will throw a green smoke grenade and then proceed down this next staircase after it's bloomed. This part is very tricky, so make sure you pre-med and even pop a Zagoosin if you want. Once you're in the cover of the green smoke, you need to be lobbing grenades to make the Black Div move more if you don't see them. You can even throw 1 or 2 more green smokes if you need to keep moving closer to them. Just rinse and repeat this tactic until all 6 Black Div are eliminated. You're going to see in this playthrough that I actually let 1 zoom by me and it caused some serious problems. Nikita's light shined on us though, and somehow we were able to make it through.
Grenade. Have the enemy in sight. Flanks open. Move now. Hunter 2 down.
Anyways, once the 6 black div under the helipad are dealt with, it's time to move up to the door that you'll need to place the explosive charge on. Note that there's going to be 3 black div guarding this door. I recommend heading up to the 2nd floor and approaching it very cautiously. You can send some rounds downrange if you need them to back up, and once you get close enough, it's all about quick peeks and face taps. This section of the run went quite poorly for me, as you're about to see. One of the things that goes wrong is I throw a smoke grenade and it just goes off the edge and it's completely useless. And the next thing that happens is I wide swing up the stairs and get into a shooting match with one of the black div. It's honestly a miracle I didn't die here, but again, Nikki to be praised. For the record, I don't recommend you just wide swing black div like this because it will more often than not lead to a quick transit back to your stash. Quick peeks and face taps are the way. Anyways, once those 3 are dealt with, blow the door and get ready to fight Wedge.
Morphine wearing off. I'm empty. Enemy movement in the sector.
As a solo, Wedge seems to spawn with 3 bodyguards. Be careful when you first quick peek this hallway, as it is possible for Wedge to be in there. If he's not, just go ahead and disarm the gas grenade on the ground. Once that is done, go ahead and throw some smoke grenades at the closed door on the right. You can also throw them down the hall if you want. Once the smoke is bloomed, just head inside and start blasting. You should be able to spot some heads right away on the room on the right, but if you don't, just lob grenades to make the enemy reposition so you can shoot them.
Understood. Moving.
Once all the enemies are dealt with, the area is secure and you're free to loot, eat, heal, and repack mags before you head to the next section. Before you move on to the next area, make sure you find and grab the blowtorch as well. It usually spawns inside the kitchen or the recreation area. After dealing with Wedge and his goons, you need to head all the way up to the top level above the bridge. There you're going to need that blowtorch to enter in through the roof. Before you do that though, however, you will need to fight one final squad of Black Div.
Take him out!
The final squad of Black Div like to spawn grouped up and they will charge you once they're engaged. All you need to do is pick off one to get their attention and then you'll head tap the rest of them as they sprint towards you down the stairs. If you have any more grenades or smokes handy, feel free to use them here to repeat previous tactics as well. And that's it for my guide on how to skip the rogues and fight the Black Division on Icebreaker. If this guide helped you, make sure you guys smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Tarkov content. Let me know in the comments down below if there's any other issues you guys are having with Icebreaker. I make sure to read and respond to as many comments as I possibly can. As always guys, thanks for watching. I'm Ghost and I'll see you in the next raid.